jigsaw. What kind of ideas do you have about jigsaw? What are the pros and what are the cons? Just some ideas.
It increases responsibility for each member. When they have definite chapter that they have to read, understand and bring to the group and explain, so they feel their responsibility.
And they have a clear task for them to do. They don't have to think of what's my role and what I need to do. But of course it's a challenge also, because if someone is missing or someone isn't doing their own part, then the whole group then suffers from it.
Actually, it has learned me how to be committed to the task. For example, because I knew if I miss one session, then the whole group structure will be will affect the structure of my group. So that's why this encourages me to be committed to the time and also to the reading material.
Yeah, so this peer pressure or social pressure also to do your own part.
Can I say about the cons?
Yeah.
The cons of the jigsaw is that when the other person is assigned a part of the chapter or the chapter, is that you don't get to learn the first-hand information. You're listening to a second-hand information processed by somebody who might have dropped or filtered out most of the article, or some parts that they were not convinced or they didn't understand themselves. So you're taking a second-hand information. And it might be a third-hand information if the article was a second-hand and third and fourth, so it's really bad. So you need also to have your own point of view and read the chapter as well.
Yeah, that's a challenge, and of course if there are some material that the teacher thinks that everyone really needs to understand this thing in this article, then jigsaw isn't maybe the most suitable method because everyone don't read the same article. But of course there is this expert team phase where in some extent we can make sure that everyone has at least at some extent same understanding, that there are no huge misconceptions about the contents of the article. But of course this is a challenge, and of course also time is a challenge. For example, in intro course, if we would have longer sessions, we could have more time to actually teach the contents to others and to have more discussions about every article, but we have this 90-minute structure, so you have to follow it.
Yes, another thing that sometimes I get surprised that the other members, we read the same chapter, but then everybody presented his own ideas according to his own perspectives and his own understanding. So it's very interesting that we read the same material, but then everybody presents that material in a different way.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of collaboration, I think, that there are different viewpoints. And if there's room also to negotiate and to discuss. But how about problem-based learning?
It's very problematic.
I think it's more interesting because you can apply theoretical what you read to solve this kind of problem. For example, in our problem-based learning, so some people were taking from SRL course, applying what they experienced, what they learned from their readings to solve this problem. And it's a kind of interest enhancement method, because maybe it would be boring, but trying to raise up everything what you backed up in your long-term memory, you are applying all your readings to solve this problem. And also to help other people to remember and to memorize it. So this was my personal experience.
I can give
did you have?
I think problem-based learning is very practical. You have the case, and then you can use your theory to try to solve it. And then especially, but it has some problems if the second part goes wrong. For example, if you didn't search some information from the internet or the articles, then you can do it in the second part.
Yeah, that's true. That there also everyone has to do their part.
Can I mention more points? I was going to mention this pros. There is another pros which is also commercially wise. Problem-based learning is very financially rewarding, but the cons or one of the disadvantages is that it limits the learning scopes. So the learning is focused on solving a problem. So it looks at the results and the goal itself as a problem, not as an opportunity to explore, develop, learn, and gain and enhance your skills. So it's very limiting to the scope and goal of learning itself. Solving a problem.
Yeah, but that depends on the person also. Yeah. If you look indeed at the problem, yeah, but if you look at the problem as a case or something, you can like develop even your skills solving this problem.
Yeah, it's about goal orientation also. What is your goal?
Similar in business model development in business. The previous business models were focused on solving a problem for customers, or the Canvas new model has been invented that looks at the business as an opportunity to be exploited rather than a problem to be solved. So expanded the scope of orientation of learning itself in business, not just solving a problem, but exploiting a bigger opportunity.
Something very interesting regarding the problem-based learning, that every solution can work for problem-based learning according to the different perspectives and according to the different reading materials.
Yeah, there can be different solutions. Of course, anything won't work, but there can be different possibilities to solve the problem and use different kind of resources and different kind of theories and materials to solve the problem.
Yes, maybe we are not that familiar with this because just once we did that, but maybe later we will have maybe other folds regarding this.
Yeah, and I hope you always actively think that from the pedagogical perspective, from the perspective of learning and collaborative learning, that is this method working for me? Is this method working for our team? Is this method something that I could apply when I'm teaching or coaching or whatever? Ding dong, said Pia. So thank you for attention, and then we have new concepts for you. And